was blown away by it. Animal Instincts want to know about voice compressors, and this actually ties into our next question from Continue, who asks, I have issues with compression and keep my voice levels at a good level. I have a mixer, but I don't understand mids or anything of that nature. I guess my question is how to find a good balance. So, compressor recommendations and tips for utilizing that hardware.
This is something I want to know as well.
So hardware is still the XR18, but how to use it? Yes.
So highs, mids, and lows are so the highs. Think of it like you've got your bass, right? You've got the general sounds you're hearing, and then you hear like the stuff in the background. That's not exactly how it is, but maybe it's a way to picture it.
Starts the conceptualization.
Yeah, the conceptualization. Those are what those three things are. Generally speaking, especially when you're starting, I would definitely recommend reading up on what those things are, experimenting with it, like Soren mentioned, but leaving them at their base values is perfectly fine. Unless you're trying to affect your voice or whatever, like you want to sound really deep or something, you know, you can probably are really high, or really low, or really low. The noise gates and the compressors, those are oftentimes a separate device unless you get an all-in-one solution. There's none in why you would want to get it. I think it really depends on how dynamic your voice is and how dynamic your microphone is. The range at which sounds your mic is picking up and the ranges you use when on stream. So if you like whispering and then shouting,
that's what Continue does. That's what she does.
Yeah, and then in that case, the compressor will allow that voice sample to remain in a certain spectrum, so that it doesn't blow out the ears of your viewers when they up you to 100% volume because you might be whispering, and then all of a sudden you scream and it just rips their ears out.
It doesn't go from 2 to 11 in an instant. It'll help keep it within that smaller range that you want to be output to people's ear holes.
Exactly. And especially if you do use hardware and you're not using software, the noise gates will allow you to remove some of the audio buzz that can be produced due to the nature of audio gear tending to pick up not being properly grounded in magical physics.
Could get noise gates for that, just the isolators, and they're maybe like $5, and that would handle most of that before having to do software.
Well, even isolators and grounders may not remove it all as you're adding more devices, and depending on how close your gear is to your PC, those noises will be introduced into the audio. I know, for example, for myself, I have to massively do it because all my gear is all in a rack. Before I had this rack full of expensive nerdiness, I had all my stuff kind of clamped together, like under a desk in a bedroom, for example, and it's hard to get rid of. But you can find some all-in-one solutions. They're worth getting if the problem is starting to occur. Yeah, the DBX 286 is really good if we're talking about game audio, and then the DBX 166XS 286S is great if it's a microphone issue, and the DBX 166XS is really good for if you have a lot of channels mixing in stuff.
So with a hardware compressor, what kinds of things are you adjusting? Do you adjust like the attack and release and like that kind of stuff, or is that just virtual?
A little bit. So it kind of depends. Sometimes I'll use it as a cheap audio.
I can't tell what that says.
I have everything.
It does very similar. I use a little of all of them. Some of it isn't attached because I'm actually waiting for